Number 14A. Three rangers, Kamau, Peter, and John, were in a patrol to lay an ambush for poachers. Peter was positioned 50 kilometers on a bearing of 43 degrees from Kamau, while John was placed on a bearing of 160 degrees from Peter and 133 degrees from Kamau. Sketch their positions and determine the area of patrol to the nearest square meters. So in such a question, you read through the question till the end, then you now reread a second time as you try to make a sketch. Now for this case, they only need a sketch. They don't need a drawing to scale, so we'll just do a sketch. So after reading, we go a second time. Three rangers, Kamau, Peter, and John, were in a patrol to lay an ambush for poachers. So Peter was positioned 50 kilometers on a bearing of 43 from Kamau. So this first from Kamau, that becomes our starting point. So Kamau becomes our point of reference. So you draw a line, put an arrow up here to show the true north. So we are told from Kamau, that means this is Kamau. So we are told that Peter is positioned 50 kilometers on a bearing of 43. Being a sketch, you just trace out 43 is less than 90 degrees. So you sketch an angle that is less than 90. That looks like 43. Yes, 43 degrees. And the distance is 50 kilometers to where we have the other person, and that is who? That is Peter. So for you to position exactly the position for Peter, if you were to draw it to scale, if this is 43, then on the lower side, we should also be able to have 43. Remember, alternate angles are equal. So for this case, Peter will be here. A sketch for Peter. Peter will be here, and this angle will also be 43 because it's alternate to this one. Then we continue. While John was placed on a bearing of 160 degrees from Peter. So the angle of John is from Peter. So we are measuring from the point where Peter is. So 160, if you look at the angle on a straight line, is 180. So 160 should slightly be less than 180. So that means this is 160 degrees. But remember, we have not been told the distance. And we are also told the same thing from where Kamau is, that, and the same John is on a bearing of 133 from Kamau. So you estimate 133 from north. 133 from north will also be less than 90. But now remember, we have already measured what? 43 here. If you take 133, then subtract 43, you'll be able to get 90 degrees. That means you can measure 133 or sketch 133 or simply add 90 to 43, then you are there at 133. So sketch something that looks like 90. So this one is 90. Then the two will meet at some point. So the two will meet here, and this is where the third person, that is John, is. So supposing it was to scale, remember, if this is 160, then here we have 20 degrees. So that means the angle on the lower side should be equal to the angle on the upper side because of alternate angles being equal. So would simply find 20 degrees here, then it helps us get the true north. But remember, it was a sketch, so we have been given here 50 kilometers, then an angle here is 43, the inside angle is 90. So I don't know if you have already seen the picture of what we are having. It is a right angle triangle, which will really help us estimate the area quickly, because here it's 90, then this side is 50 kilometers, then the base here we do not have. But remember, if we have here is 43 plus 20, 43 plus 20, so you see here is 160, so the angle remaining here is 20. So what is the angle when you add together? You'll be able to find that the angle is 63. So here we have 63 degrees. So what angle is remaining to make it 180? To make it 180, simply take 90, then minus 63. You'll be able to get that this small angle is 27, because sum of angles in a triangle add up to 180. 90 plus 63 plus this angle must give you 180. So to be able to get this angle, you simply take 180 minus 90 minus 63, or 90 minus this, because these two must add up to 90 because this one was at 90. So here is 27 degrees. So what you do, you can use SOHCAHTOA to be able to find the base. SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. So we have the angle. We are using the angle 27, whereby we are looking for the adjacent side, and we have the opposite. So adjacent and opposite, we will use tan. So we'll say tan of 27 is equals to opposite, which is 50, all over the adjacent. We can even call it x. So x will therefore be equals to, when you cross multiply, x will be equals to 50 all over tan 27. 50 all over tan 27. And how did you actually get that? You just cross multiply, say 50 times 1, 27, tan 27 times x will get x tan 27 is equals to 50. Then you divide both sides by tan 27, then tan 27. So when you take 50 divide by tan 27, 50 divided by tan 27, we are getting 98.13. That is to 4 significant figures. Remember, the dimensions are in kilometers, so we have our dimension here in kilometers. So to get the area, you go ahead and say area is equals to a half times our base, 98.13, times the height, 50 kilometers. So a half times 98.13, then multiply by 50. We'll be able to find 2,453.25 square kilometers. But remember what the question said? The question said giving your answer to the nearest kilometer. So we'll say, look at this one, it's in the bracket of 4 and below you add 0. So we say 2,453 square kilometers is the answer.